Hello.
I have very moody lighting today because I only have on one light. I didn't want to be bothered with bright light
I
today.
like it.
Yeah, it tones down all of the grays.
Grays, hey, grays are a sign of wisdom, and that's what I'm going with.
Okay, I'll go with that, but it might backfire. But hey,
We'll, we
how
do
are
what we
you
do.
today? How are
Good. How you
you?
doing?
I'm a lot better. And again, another schedule change. Thank you for accommodating me
No
at
worries.
last minute. Okay, guys, welcome to the commentary zone, back where we belong. Today we are talking about 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Season 6, Episode 2, Indecent Proposal. I wasn't mad at this episode.
No, because it was it was quite decent actually. I mean, some of the stuff we know how TLC 90 Day is. We know it's heavily produced,
Mhm,
but at least it was entertaining.
mhm. This wasn't bad at all. And I don't know about you, but the first time around with Tiffany and Ronald, I really wasn't feeling that couple. But now, like, they're growing on me.
I think what it is that they came across as kind of all over the place. I guess the proper way is to say like nothing
Hmm.
really made sense together.
Yeah.
But now when you start piecing it together, it's like okay. Um, what I don't like with this couple is the whole he has a record. I'm sorry, I understand, but I think if you're gonna put that out there on him, at least tell us what either he needs to tell us what it is that he did or don't
Mhm.
mention it. 'Cause I don't like when people put criminal records out there because when everyone for the most part thinks criminal record is like the worst crimes, but we
Mhm.
all know that not all crimes are equal. There's a
Right.
difference between violent crime and petty white collar crime. You like stealing other people's money and putting it in the Caymans. It's completely different.
Well, we had another chap on this show, John from England, who also had a conviction when he was younger. I think in university, he got into a fight. I think, and yeah, he got charged for that, and I believe was convicted. So that was pretty much straightforward, and they
Mm-hmm.
both said what it was that he did. Young and
Correct.
stupid. Okay, so I find my problem with them with regards to his criminal record um, is that they go backwards and forwards on whether he was convicted or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because at some point, I think during the last season, she was saying, oh, well, he was charged. Okay, you can be charged, but not convicted.
Right.
And so it would be more important to me to know if he was convicted or not.
Yeah, and what it was for. I mean, don't paint
Well,
it don't paint it
wasn't
all in the
it
same brush.
wasn't it that he stole money off of his mom's credit cards? He stole her fridge, and I think there was a sprinkling of illegal narcotics in there. But again, it's not very clear.
Right, that's why I'm like, until I hear
Yeah.
exactly what it was, I'm not gonna speculate because I do remember some of those details, but they never
Hmm.
said like what it was actually for. And again, I feel it's irresponsible to put that out there on him and use that like, oh my, like when she said like, like being his fiance and not knowing that he had a gambling addiction and like a criminal record. I'm like, see, that's a problem for me. I don't
Well,
like that.
to
It's the way you
me,
paint it.
when she said it yesterday to the attorney, I looked at her and I go, girl, you dumber than dumb for
That
marrying this man.
that too.
And I think that's why she suddenly became very interesting to me, because when she, said, okay, I went to South Africa on a trip, I met this dude, and 6 months later we got engaged, and then I found out all of these shady details, but yet I still got married. Like, girl,
Correct.
you just dumb beyond dumb beyond dumb.
And
And
what killed me was oh, go ahead.
no, and I want a better timeline with regards to when she got pregnant.
Right.
Because at the
That
wedding,
too.
she looked pregnant.
Yes. And what killed me when she said like she didn't know she was pregnant with her first child until 10 minutes before she was in labor. I was like, wow.
Wow. She
I
should
see.
have gotten on that show that TLC used to do. I didn't know I
I've
was
seen that show.
pregnant.
I like that show.
Yes. Oh
I like
my
that show.
gosh. Well, so now we know what the official visa title is. What is it? CR1
Yes,
for the so I guess that's what Angela's using with Michael.
Michael.
Okay. So, but if you get denied for a K1, what makes you think you're going to get through on a CR1?
Hey, they
Unless
go
they have different requirements.
probably different thresholds of acceptance, probably.
Okay. So, well, we might as well start with her. So we hear all of this drama. We get a whole backstory, including the baby that she's had with
Hmm.
Ronald, which is little baby Carly. Too cute. What I was also surprised at is that Ronald is not contributing financially towards his child. Um, I found, and that he doesn't have a job, so she has to provide for him. Okay. This decision sounds better and better as we go.
Hmm.
um, I I don't know how I feel about her admitting that she is considering divorce and
Right. Talk to
hasn't
him.
said anything to him. That's kind of like shady
Yeah.
because you're telling a
I,
film crew before you're telling your husband. Ooh, what'd you think?
I'm not a fan of having those type of I'm not a fan of having those discussions with anyone else before you've already had it with the person. I just feel it's
Mhm.
disrespectful. Like, because he may be thinking things are going well, and all of a sudden, like he sees on TV, like, what?
Um,
You don't want to blindside somebody, basically.
what did you think about the video call that she had with Ronald? Like in her last segment, obviously there's tension there.
I was just like, yeah, go for the divorce, because this is not looking good for y'all. Because it was just you could just feel it through the TV screen. I was like, yeah, no.
Oh my god. I I don't blame her for canceling the tickets. I cannot believe that every time she goes to South Africa, she has to pay for the tickets. Are you
Right.
serious? What?
But he doesn't. We can as you like we saw he doesn't have like stable income. Like he does odd jobs to make ends meet, so he can't afford to bring her over. But she should
Well,
know that though. So I'm not gonna sit here and feel sorry for her. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna do it.
but why is it that he's unable to land and hold a job? Because she left South Africa before the panty. She did, because this is the same she wait a minute. Yeah, because remember we saw on 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 um on the show when she took the baby when the baby was 3 months old over to South Africa. That was well before the panty.
Right. But one thing is that she she has stable income apparently. He doesn't. He said that, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure why he can't find stable income. Is it due to his record? And if people aren't hiring you to do your record, like what really did you do? So of course he's gonna have to pay for everything, because he doesn't have enough. He's probably barely making enough to live just supporting himself. Is the way I'm taking it.
Himself and the motorcycle.
That too. That was kind of. I'm looking at the motorcycle like uh, uh, that looks like an awfully nice motorcycle. How much did you spend on that, sir?
And
I
fully
have
kitted
questions.
out. Fully kitted
And
out.
I wonder how much the gas is.
Gas is expensive overseas. I ain't
That's
gonna lie.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so if you go afford gas for your motorcycle, but you're barely making ends meet, like uh, the two don't go together.
Oh, this is something I wanted to ask you. Remember when he was in the scene where they were painting the walls with his friend and they were speaking their local language? I don't want to get
Hmm.
it wrong, so I'm not going to say it at all. Um, didn't it sound like when the Amish shows, when they're speaking Amish?
I'm always intrigued when people speak their native language. I'm like, yeah, but I like that kind of stuff.
It all sounds very Dutch to me, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there's Dutch influence in South Africa as well as with the Amish. But I have a Dutch friend, and I could not believe how much it sounded like Tonka when he used to call home.
Mm.
So yeah, both of them sounded like the Amish when they were talking in when Ronald was talking in his native language with his friend sounded just
Hmm.
like my friend Tonka, who's from the
Oh,
Netherlands. Yeah, it's very
I
weird.
took yeah. No, it kind of, I felt like it was familiar to me, but not that like when Yolanda would speak.
Hmm.
It reminded me of that. I'm like, that sounds kind of like Yolanda. The way Dutch like Yolanda, but I kind of
Oh, Yolanda from Beverly Hills.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's what
Mhm.
kind of clicked. I'm like, that sounds like
Mhm.
similar, but I don't know the language, so I can't say exact. But it sounds kind of close with the
Mhm.
inflections and the
Mhm.
tone.
Yep. Yep. What else happened with them? Nothing much, right?
No, he's like kind of oblivious. He's like, well, I just want them to live here so that I can show them the man of the house. But I'm like, well,
Get a
with
job.
him, yeah, that's the main thing. You need to
Get
find
a
stable
job.
income. Like, why would you take your wife out of a decent situation and bring her over here for basically a squalor, and she's probably gonna have to find two or three jobs to support the family. You know what I mean? That makes no sense.
But can she work if she goes over there?
That's
She's not
that's
a
the thing.
citizen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's the thing.
Mhm. So yeah, there's a whole lot of things going on here, which finally makes them interesting to me. And I agreed with Tiffany for canceling those plane tickets and saying
Hmm.
at the end of that conversation before she closed the call, saying, if you want us over there, send us the tickets.
Hmm.
It's about time. Let him man up.
Right.
Okay, so who's next? Who do you want to talk about next?
Who else was there? Oh, Kalani and Asuelu.
Okay, I'm just gonna say one thing. I do not believe that Asuelu has turned over a new.
Not
I'm
at all.
happy and letting everything in the past stay in the past leave. I just don't.
That's a lie. Good job, Asuelu. You're still being manipulative.
Yes, and I'm glad that Kalani sees that he cries as a form of manipulation.
Don't fall for it. He hasn't changed. He's still the same manipulative person he is. It's not going to change. He's not going to say anything about your sister because y'all living in y'all parents' house. So he has no room to say anything. What's he gonna say to come on? Oh, your sister can't stay here with us. By us, me, your mama, your daddy, and the kids, and all that good stuff. And all
Yeah.
Kwani will do is just go back to dad. Well, daddy, Asuelu says Kalini can't stay, or he's not comfortable. What should we do? And then Lo's gonna go out there to the apple tree and probably tie him to the apple tree and let him know, like, look, this is my house.
I miss Lo. I hope we get to see him this season.
Lo's
Uh,
fantastic.
excuse me. Yeah, I think she was smart for taking him out for food so that she could break that news, but I disagree waiting an entire week till the
Right.
day that your sister's arriving. Like seriously?
Mhm.
And then you could tell that it was a scripted scene because she hadn't said that she found out a week ago. He's the one who said, with a mouthful of food, "Why didn't you tell me a week ago or a month ago?" Then he caught himself. I cannot take these blatantly obvious scripted scenes. If y'all are going to
Right.
do this, TLC and whoever production company, I think is Sharp, get better actors. Asuelu is not capable of following direction.
Hmm.
That was it. Mm.
Yeah, there wasn't too much then.
Do we want to talk about Natalie and Mike?
Yes, because I'm gonna start off by asking a question.
Okay.
Is it bad that they're they're scenes together? When they're
Mhm.
doing like the lovey-dovey good stuff, is it bad that to me it seems so overly produced and fake? But when they start getting into it and start fighting, I kind of enjoy that part more because it just seems so much more real. Is that just me?
I think no, it isn't. Because you know what it is? We already know that they're not together, right?
Well, yeah.
And we all think that they're one of the forgettables or that we just never liked them from the beginning. I raise
Hmm.
both hands for that. So you just want them to hurry up and beat each other up or whatever, call the police, and then split up and go away.
Yes.
That's my opinion on them. So we all know that the lovey-dovey part has been fake from when they were in Ukraine.
Right.
So now just changing countries doesn't make it any more realer. She's
Hmm.
not a very good actress. That has been established. And Mike just couldn't be bothered.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That was the funny part. Like this just seems like when they're like, "Oh my god, this is great," and yada yada yada, and I'm so happy, and oh my god, this dinner and sushi and wine. I'm like, this is just fake and produced. I'm sick of it. But then they start getting into it. I'm like, here we go. This is what we came to see. This is the real you. Forget the that lovey dovey. This is the wine, a great night, blah 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 blah. No, I want to see where y'all getting into it. Well, maybe she should be sending you naked photos.
I know. So to me, when he shut down, got
Hmm.
up, went and packed up and left with his takeaway, I was like, yep, he been getting naked photos. Oh boy. Oh well.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
can you do? What can you
Nothing.
do? You know, do I even think he likes her? No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, how many times are we going to see that Natalie is 36? Because wasn't she 36 when we first met her, like 3 incarnations ago? And she was 36 on the last show. And now she's 36 again. And Mike has officially caught up to her being 36. How old is she?
She gonna be 36 forever.
Oh, I can't say nothing. My mom was 37 until I was about 42, 43.
Oh wow.
And then I questioned her on that because I said, Mom, you're 37 and I'm like 40 something.
Mm.
How does that work? And she goes, Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot. So I'm
Oh,
37 and a half. That was her solution. I don't think
love
she's too
it.
good with math. But yeah, so good on you, Natalie. Um, do you find it odd as well that she still hasn't met any of his friends?
Yes.
I think that says
Mm.
a lot of, not about her, but about Mike.
Right. That he's not seeing this as a super long term deal.
Or that she's even worth introducing. Oof.
That too.
But he did come out and say that she was harsh.
Yeah, but that's just Eastern European style.
But is she harsh to other people? Or is it just Mike?
I probably just might, because she's sweet to other people. His
Um,
mom, Tamara, uh, yeah, she's nice to everyone else. It's just she has expectations of Mike, where she doesn't have expectations of other people.
okay. Is there? Oh, yeah, they're still talking about going to Thanksgiving at his mom's place. I can't
That
wait for
was a
that.
struggle. He he
That
he
should be a
he choked on
disaster.
that. He choked on that.
But
He
I thought
struggled
it
to get
was
that out.
but I thought it was nice. She says, "Is there anything that I can make to contribute?" You know? And he was like, "Yeah, you could do a Ukrainian dish.
Mhm.
Borscht. That should be fun." Okay, who's next? Who's next? Julie and Brandon?
Oh yes. Same story with them. She wants to get away from his farm and move to a big city. He doesn't want to do that. Same story, different episode.
Mm,
She loves Vegas. She loves the glitz. She likes the big city life. She likes there's so much to do, so much to see. So I get where she's coming from, and what killed me when she talking about getting a job and what she wanted to do. He really just shot so many holes in her little dreams. I
he
felt
was
bad for
not
her.
supportive at all. He could have at least said, "What about, let's do like some community college to
Hmm.
get you set up properly," but instead he just turned on her and said, "So, do you really think you can speak English? Huh?" I,
Right.
that's
Right.
not supportive. I, that's
Mm-mm.
not what I would expect from my spouse. I would need a little sugar coating.
Right. Oh yeah. You
Especially if
supposed
I
you.
wasn't being aggressive. If I was being
Mhm.
aggressive, then I would want you to go, hit me with, not physically hit me, but tell me the truth without any sugarcoating. But if I'm just sitting there and talking about my hopes and dreams, I don't expect my husband to just throw cold water all over me.
Right. He's supposed to say, you know what? Let's look into it. What kind of you want to do wedding planning? Like, where do you want to do wedding planning? Like, what's your style? What do you like? How would you plan your wedding? Just plan your wedding and write it out, and then I can tell you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
kind of give her like that soft, encouragement, but let her know she needs to like really think about it from the ground up.
Yeah, but at least she wants to work. I'll give her credit for that. And she's got goals. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna buy myself a house, and I'm leaving Brandon.
That was funny. That was hilarious. I was like, she got a whole plan. When she already got her exit strategy, like she's like, I can't do this.
But she got notified that her green card interview is coming up. So it's a few days after they get back from Vegas,
Hmm.
and she's like excited but scared.
Right. Just I understand because you don't know what's going to happen, what kind of questions. You want to make sure you don't say anything wrong. But overall, I like Julia. She's she has an opinion and she has a plan, whereas Brandon's plan is just to stay on his family's farm, and that's
Mm,
not enough for her. And I
right.
get that. I mean, why would you, like, you're married, why would you want to stay with his parents? That makes no sense. But he wants to be
Hmm.
safe. That's the thing. He wants to be safe and be quiet and not make any waves. I'm like, well, you picked the wrong girl for that. I mean, sir, she was a go-go dancer, so I don't understand how that equates with safe.
Mm. Let me ask you a question. Based on the
Hmm.
pool that we saw, do you even? I don't believe that they're even staying anywhere remotely near the strip.
No.
That looks like a little dinky donk hotel, like that's strip adjacent.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But good on them. It must have been a good deal. I just wish Brandon would be a little bit more supportive. Like when they were talking about her appointment for the interview.
Hmm.
And she's like, "Oh my God, Brandon, like I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. What's gonna happen?" And he's like, "Well, if you mess up, you'll just go back to your country."
I would have left him right then and there. Like, okay, this is I gotta go.
And he writes it off that his views are realistic, but she's interpreting them as pessimistic. I'm interpreting them that way too.
It's saying because there's no encouragement to be found.
Yeah.
It's all bad. It's all bad. You could
Yeah.
be realistic while being encouraging.
Yeah, I think he just needs to take a little time to frame things a bit better, and not everything is a joke. Because when he says
Yeah.
those things, I think he thinks he's funny, and with the
Mhm.
language barrier as well, I don't think it's coming across as anywhere near funny.
I mean, it's very his he's not a witty person. I think that's
Mhm.
the problem. If we're being completely honest, it's
No, that's why I say he thinks he's funny. He thinks he's real funny, and unfortunately, no one else does. But good on mom, you did a good job raising that tool. Um, let's see. Oh, and they tried to incorporate some jealousy into the storyline because he was looking at the waitress. Well, who doesn't look at the waitress when you're placing your drink order? I'm just
exactly.
saying. But good on you, Julia. Anything else with those two?
Well, those two, nah, pretty straightforward.
Okay, so now we're down to Elizabeth and Andre and Angela and Michael. Who do you want to do first?
Let's do Elizabeth and Andre.
Okay, so they're going to have the family meeting to discuss Andre's proposal.
You mean Shakedown?
I'm
Just
gonna
saying.
leave it at proposal for now. It's a beautiful dream. Beautiful dream. So Libby's getting ready. Andre doesn't know why he's not invited. Well, it's a family meeting regarding the business, and only people who work there are going. So he's got to stay home, which he should be used to by now. And she heads over to the sister's house. Becky, I think that was her house.
Mhm.
Um, and all the other ballyhoos are there. And something that, who is Chuck's barber? His hair has been irritating me for 2 episodes now.
Stop.
It has. I think they should just get rid of those little wispy threads at the top and just do it all off and call it a day.
Mhm.
Chuck, I'm here to let you know your hair gave up on you a long time ago. I think you should just throw in a towel. Just saying.
Yeah.
He starts to talk about his meeting with Andre and starts to mimic his accent, and Libby tries to shut that down.
Mhm.
Good on her. But just like her at the end of this, I'm tired of her always defending Andre. And I'm tired of Andre always behaving like a douche so that she has to defend him. So basically, this went to hell in a handbasket.
Mhm.
No one trusts Andre. They're all skeptical of him joining the company with them. And I don't know why Chuck would think that Charlie would want to train Andre, or that
Mhm.
Andre would want to receive any training from Charlie. Bad idea.
Exactly. It was weird. I mean, I understand Libby. She defends her husband, this and
Mm-hmm.
that. You stand up for him,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to recognize their point of view, just like that you want them to recognize your point of view. He's always asking for money. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like he went to check and say, "Hey, I got my real estate license. Would love to work with you. Like, do you have any positions available?"
Mm-hmm.
He walked in like, "I need $100,000."
I want to start my own company. I need 100,000. I wish I could.
Right.
But kudos to him. He's got balls as big as Moldova, and they come to play every episode. Kudos for him. As usual, Libby starts to cry on demand. This whole thing was overproduced. Again, another actress that is not very good, and she's just dragging along the family for coin. She goes home and she tells Andre, I'm sick of defending you. I'm done. Over it.
Mhm.
You should have been done over it at your first wedding.
That too. It was just really, really weird with them. They made sense. I'm not gonna sit here and lie like this scene did not
Mhm.
make sense. I
Mhm.
get it, but Libby, you should have been dead at that conversation with your husband. That's where you went wrong in the first place. When he first talking about, I'm gonna ask your daddy for $100,000. Like you should have nipped down the bud. Like, nah, dude, that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. We will talk to my dad about you working for the family business, starting at the bottom and working your way up. But the 100K is not gonna happen. Then I understood where Charlie was coming from when he's like, he needs to start at the bottom like the rest of us. That is true. But what they do, people fail to realize that Charlie and Andre are the same person. That's why they don't get along.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's why they don't get along. Y'all the same person.
I agree. That makes total sense.
Now, I'm
Um,
feeling Becky though. I'm gonna say this. I am
mhm.
feeling Becky. I'm like, you got some sense. I'm with you.
But when he first brought it up last episode, like her and her husband said the same thing to his face. I don't think that's going to fly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And again, he went back to like he doesn't listen to anything. It's like once he gets something in his head, like he's like la 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 to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this makes me think that they're just very overproduced.
Of
Sorry.
course they are. Of course they're overproduced, but they're
Mhm.
entertaining, and you can tell like okay, the core issues are there, but y'all really trying to get y'all spin off, and I'm going to encourage you to do that because y'all are entertaining to me.
I hope that they never get a spinoff. Never. Like I want Family Chantal to be the only one with a spinoff.
I mean, I could see the family podcast. That would be hilarious.
Wait a minute. Speaking of Family Chantal, did anybody see what's her name? Winter, spring, summer, fall? The sister? Which one of the seasons is she?
Winter.
Winter. Okay. I think she got the surgery.
Really?
Yes. Unless it was a filter or something. But I think she got the surgery. I saw like a before and after thing somewhere. Someone posted on some social media. I don't even know if it was real. But if she did, wow. Maybe that's going to be their next season. All about winter.
Yeah, I see. No, I see. I know I've seen it before and after.
But doesn't she look pretty? I mean,
Oh,
she
she has
looked
a stunning
pretty
face. No, she has a
before.
she has a
Yeah.
stunning face. But oh yeah, she's just. I think she's just gotten to the point of where she understands her frame. Like
Hmm.
like she can get in shape and lose the weight, but she's I think she's at a point where she understands like I'm just not built like Chantel. That's not gonna happen, but I still look good.
Yeah, like she has a frame like the dad,
Hmm.
you know? But good on her. I hope she is happy with the results and that she feels great and that she's healthy. Good on her. I would love to see that for season 3. I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm.
As much as I can't stand Karen, I would like to see like Winter go through her journey. So yay! And that way the
Right.
focus is not on Chantel. Just to be petty.
Yeah, but Chantel doesn't do anything though. There's nothing to focus on.
That's
Pedro
true.
Pedro 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 carries her. Let's be honest.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying Pedro and Nicole and the mama. They carry like everyone's carrying Chantel at this one. She's just like the pretty one, and she's just the face. She's a shell. She's like she's like Lady Eloise. She's the face
Oh
on the
my
package. You know what I'm talking
I
about, right?
can't. I can't. What's Lady Eloise?
From Boomerang. She was played by Eartha Kitt.
Oh my
Marcus.
God. I haven't seen that movie. I was getting ready to call it a picture. That movie in such a long time. Oh my God. Boomerang. Was that the one with the toes?
Yes,
Okay.
and Grace Jones.
Slave to the rhythm. Oh my God. I'm really dating myself.
Who are you telling? Who are you telling? Like for those of us who really know, that was one that wasn't that like one of Holly Berry's first big kind of movies.
I thought it was the one where she was a crackhead.
Baps, was it
Uh, uh,
Baps?
No, it was a
No.
Spike Lee joint. Oh my God. It was where a black dude was sleeping around with a white woman, and she and Samuel Jackson was the crackheads. Hallie and Samuel Jackson was the crackheads. I can't remember the name of that movie. It was a Spike Lee movie.
Jungle Fever.
Yes, I think that was her breakup. Thank you, Trey. Sorry, I've been ignoring the chat, but I don't know. Jamal got me like all engrossed in this
Okay,
conversation.
so yes, so Jungle Fever came out in '91. Then Boomerang came out in '92. Good, that was. Wait a minute, that was
I
almost
can't
30 years ago. Wow,
I can't believe that I can remember that far back.
I cannot believe it's been almost 30 years. I
Yeah,
used to watch.
yeah.
I kid you not, I used to watch Boomerang every time it came on.
Oh, I don't
Love
know.
that movie.
I think, when did I leave the States? I left the States in 93, and then I came back in 2001.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, I've got a little gap year or two in between.
Mm.
Okay, so anything else with Elizabeth and Andre?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so basically, Chuck decides that Andre can join the company, and that Charlie has to figure out his issues with him so that the two of them can work together, or else it's not going to work. Libby goes home, tells him of the what happened at the meeting. He is refusing to work with Charlie. He only wants to work with Chuck. I think he is unreasonable and uncompromising, if that's a word. I'm sick of it. I when you have nothing to bargain with, you can't be so like rigid and not compromise. Like, you don't even make sense most of the time, Andre. So
Mm-hmm.
I think this is why it's just so frustrating for me.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just because there's no real growth, and that's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah, yeah, it's the same old shit all the time. All right, so now last but not least, Angela and Michael. Angela is in LA to get her weight loss surgery. She lets Michael know that she arrived safe and sound. She's nervous. And he tells her one more time that she doesn't have to do the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, what else am I supposed to do? We're not sure when you're going to get here, so I might as well work on me.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. The next day, we see her going off to the gastric consultation.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't supposed to eat solid foods, and she wasn't supposed to be smoking,
Right.
and she's still doing both.
Exactly. That's Angela for you.
Good Lord. The doctor explains the procedure for her, but Angela is almost like, I didn't know all of this. Did she not do research?
No, because what she didn't take into account is, yeah, you're gonna lose the weight, but due to the rapid amount, if you do it correctly, let me preface that, if you do it and are vigilant, your rate of weight loss is gonna be much more rapid than if you do it without the weight loss surgery. So you're gonna have hanging skin. So she didn't look into it. But my thing is, I'm kind of surprised that you wouldn't just watch episodes of My 600 Pound Life. That would give you
Mm,
some sort of context.
yeah. I just found that she went into this whole consultation quite ignorant.
Hmm.
And you can't afford to be like, her only thing is, well, the doctor's office is in Beverly Hills, so he must be good. What? Do you know how many quack doctors there are in Beverly Hills? Nothing against the doctors in Beverly Hills. There are quack doctors everywhere. But I didn't think that was a valid point.
Hmm.
And it was kind of scary. You're over 50. You smoke. You going to do a major surgery. Uh, you're not following instructions. Oof. Well, anyway, she's talking with the man and she's like showing him her tatas. And she says that they're real heavy, and he sees the pack of cigarettes and said that's probably why. Did she forget her ciggies
She
in
did
her
because she used to them being there.
Bustenhalten?
She just used to them being there. So hey,
I don't believe her when she says she's only had 4 cigarettes since
me
arriving
neither.
yesterday.
Mm-mm.
Especially with how
Mm-mm.
nervous she is. Oh my God. If her cuts stay open, God help her. God help her. What else happens? Okay, so after the doctor explains everything to her and she now realizes the scope of what's going on, they let her meet with Dr. Michael from Ghana.
Ghana.
And ooh, child, if she wasn't flirting. Now this is the
That
Michael
was
she should
hilarious.
have met.
That was hilarious. She made no bones about it either. That was just hilarious to me. I'm like, and his name is Michael. I
And
was like,
he from the country right next door.
and I'm like, well, man, like, had you just not been so hot to trot for Nigeria, you could just, you know, met Dr. Michael, and
I
he
don't
already
think
in the
so.
country, and he already in the country.
Yeah, he's good looking though. I ain't gonna lie. Mm, okay. So, she why did she make this man why did she try to make this man say that her breasts were beautiful? If
Because that's just who she is.
and that poor robe was screaming to get across her entire body. My God. But Dr. Michael tells her, he recommends a breast reduction.
Mhm.
He also recommends lipo in the neck, arms, waist, thighs, and advises her to speak to her family and her significant other. That's a lot. That's
Agreed.
a lot. And honestly, wow. I wish she would talk to Mama June because she's
Mm.
basically getting the whole treatment like how Mama June did.
Mhm.
And now Mama June has lymphedema because of all of the incisions.
Right.
So I would, wow, like I know you want to look cute and you want to look sexy for your whole 50 something years,
Mhm.
but to me that seems like a really big risk.
I agree.
Maybe I'm just a chicken butt, but yeah, I'd be scared. I'd be scared. And she's out there by herself.
That's the thing. She's by herself, and that's the concerning part for me.
Hmm. Hey, Ablavi. Yeah, we got another schedule change, so we're back in the afternoons. I just want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Hey, Queen Bee. Hi, Yanni. Hi, Susan. Hey, Trey. Hey, Paranormal Witch. Let's see who else is in here. Hey, Trey. Hi, Mimi. I'm sorry we didn't go through this. Hi, Queen Bee. We didn't go through this earlier, but we just got so wrapped up into this silly little show. Hi, Bobbles, if you're still there. I think I've got everybody. Da, 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 da. Hi, Nisei. I think that's it. Okay, so what else? Is there anything else that we need to talk about? Oh, do you think she's going to tell Michael that she's getting a breast reduction?
I think she'll tell him once it's done.
I thought so too.
That's the way I'm leaning based on how she's reacting. If that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah, because right now she's focusing on herself, and I don't like. I feel like she doesn't want what he has to say to get in the way.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Totally agree with that.
yeah. But let's hope we get to see more of Dr. Michael.
He was hilarious. He's like, okay, she was putting it on kind of hard. He's like, I caught that, but you just kind
Well,
of
for
dance
him,
right there.
it happens all the time.
He's so crazy.
And he keeps it professional. Good Lord.
It's just too funny.
Okay, so is there any? I think we hit everybody.
Yes.
There were 6 couples during this 2-hour thing. God, bring it down to 1 hour, people.
Yeah, 1 hour is better. You don't need 2 hours.
Okay, so everyone, this was 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Season 6, Episode 2, Indecent Proposal. Let us know what you think. Leave some comments below. Give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Most importantly, tell a friend. Let's see. I'm sorry no one could be attracted to those breasts without a bra on. Even with a bra on, it's hard to believe. Again, produced. But does she really wear a bra? Like, I think she wears a lot of sports bras. But I think the only time that I saw her in a real bra was for her wedding. Yeah. And I agree. I think she should get the reduction so that they can. I'm not being mean because I am noticing the drag on my tatas as well. When you get to a certain age, instead of them being in the right position, the headlights start to dim. And basically, the normal position is 21 inches from that bone in your neck. I think it's the clavicle to your nipple. I think I've bypassed that a little bit, and she has bypassed that by a lot. Make it look right. If you're gonna do it, make it look right.
I got you.
Okay. Well, she doesn't ask why. He can't be attracted to that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, who? Regular Michael in Nigeria or Dr. Michael? Because I think regular Michael in Nigeria is attracted to that. He like all of Angela. Oh, they allow you 28 inches? I thought it was 21. Then I might have a hope if it's 28. It might not be that bad.
He's so crazy.
Hey, Farmata. Good to see you too. So that they can salute the sun again. Yes. Let the blinkers come open. Oh my God. Okay. Any final thoughts, Jamal?
No, I think we're good. Like this was not a half. Like I said, this was not a half bad episode. This is much better than the regular 90 Day Fiance. Even though I'm mad that we have too many people, too many cast of characters on the show. I'm glad at least they're mildly entertaining us. Like I don't suffer as much watching this show.
Well, for now, but I'm sure when we get past episode 10, we will start with the sufferation.
Right, true. But
I
as we as,
expect it to get stupid.
but as we talked about though, like the fact that how can I put this? The fact that the show is 2 hours is a bit much for everybody.
Mm-hmm. But let's just face it, they don't care about us and our needs. It's all about ad revenue.
True. So
So
true.
we could go just stick it.
Pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much what they've told us. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my friend. Until next time.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.